Okay guys, so just jumped on here to give you an update on the programming. So as you'll have probably seen, I've just uploaded some of our programming for the next 12 weeks. We're going into a 12-week block. What we're looking for here is, or I've called this the redefining strength and fitness block. What does that mean? Okay, it just means that like looking at how everything's gone on, what we've done well, what we've been doing well, what we want to progress, and where we are as a gym. I just felt like it was a really good time for us to like maybe taper back some movements and really allow us to develop it and focus on our strength. So around that, our focuses and our KPIs for this particular block will be to develop our shoulder strength. That's going to come in form of a lot of movement things, but specifically we're going to do a lot more shoulder press, we're going to do a lot more push press, strict handstand push-ups, and then eventually push jerks. It will be split slightly differently down the block, and I will explain how we're going to be progressive with that. Our Olympic list, we're going to pretty much take out snatch with the exception of Wednesday in the Metcon. For the next 12 weeks, we're going to solely focus on the clean, and more so at the start, the power clean. And the first 4 weeks is going to be geared around us understanding the basics positions of a clean. So positional work, I think it starts with high hang clean, then hang, then low hang, then a halting clean, so we can do the whole movement with a pause, making sure we're keeping the bar close. And before we go into something slightly more fun, in nature, once we've got the idea of that, and then we can progress that ongoing. We're going to have a really good amount of time spent on the front squat and the deadlifts. We're going to actually alternate between sumo deadlifts and conventional deadlifts with EMOMs to start, then going into every two, then progressing into or building up towards the max come the end of the 12-week block. Gymnastic strength is going to be completely strict strength to start. We're going to, for the people which have got that base level strength, we're going to do weighted. For those that maybe don't have that, we're going to have a look at like ways that we can challenge ourselves, clusters, cluster sets, or maybe even eccentric focus pull-ups, with followed by some volume work. Okay, so we're going to really dial in our pull-up and strict work, okay, so that we can develop significantly when we go back to more kipping stuff. How that's going to look, it's basically into 3 blocks. I've kind of given you a little bit of it there, but for the first 4 weeks, we're going to look at volume on the movements. We're going to have a look at some EMOMs for the deadlifts and things like that, so that we don't have to do big sets of 10s and things like that. I'd rather you almost 2 sets of 4s and 5s and 6s, where we can dial in as coaches and help you develop, rather than sets of 12 where form breaks down on set 8, 9, 10 when it comes to compound movements anyway. And then we're going to work on across sets. That just basically means that sets will be set across. So we're like let's say for example, maybe we're doing a set of shoulder press, 3 sets of 5 at the same weight, for example. We'll progress that after the first 4 weeks of kind of getting on into these movement patterns by progressing that into AMRAP sets. So the final set will be an absolute maximum amount of reps, okay, so an unbroken set. So where we just did 5 for 5, the third set would be 5 plus reps. So on that bar, if you pick the right weight, you might get 10 reps, you might get 12 reps, you might get 6 reps, doesn't matter, but we are trying to push that to complete failure. It's only one single set, so in terms of us progressing and the movements that I've picked on, it's not that intense that it's going to have a negative effect on our training. When it comes to deadlifts and squats, obviously we'll go to every 2 minutes, it makes sense, and maybe some of the weightlifting, and that will culminate in the final week of this mid-block, where we test our strict press and we test our power clean. I apologise if you can't see the board, guys, it's the best I can do. When we move into the final block of this program, we will be changing things up, okay, so the strict work will now become push presses and push jerks. There will still be some strict gymnastic style stuff, but in terms of our barbell movements, we'll go to push presses and push jerks. When it comes to Saturday, throughout this program, it will be geared around the clean and jerk, the power clean and power jerk, until we get to this last block where we'll be doing power clean plus split jerk. Generally speaking, people can lift more with the split jerk. We'll start to re-include some gymnastics, and in this block, I think, looking at it, we have Murph in this block of training, so maybe even include some weighted gymnastics. The test and promise, once we come to the end of that, will obviously be the push press, the push jerk. We'll also test the front squat, and we'll test the 1 rep max deadlift. So we've got loads of stuff though, and 1 rep max squat clean. I've missed this off the board. 1 rep max squat clean, which is also what we're going to be doing 9 to 12. So we'll change from power clean to squat clean in the last block of this program. How's that look in the working week? So on a Monday, it's going to be geared around the power clean. We're going to have good exposure to the ski erg, I think, in the first 4 weeks. So I've built in like EMOMs, team rods, partner workouts, AMRAPs, so that we can have a go at the ski erg in classes, so that it doesn't just become the same type of people. We can all get a go at it. On Tuesday, we're going to be built around the weighted pull-up, like I mentioned. Some strict work on the strict press, which will dumbbell will be C press, dumbbell C press, or strict handstand push-ups. So it's got to involve high volume. Initially starting back to the wall and then moving wall facing by the end of block 2. Gymnastics will be incorporated in the Metcon in small numbers, so we'll do like things like 369s for pull-ups, so that we can just get some exposure to those movements, practice in a Metcon, rather than have something specifically into our training. So for those people which haven't got it, we will offer subs. Wednesday we'll have deadlifts and accessories. So I think the first block we're doing some dumbbell RDLs and some dumbbell renegade row. Second block we're doing some snatch grip RDLs, and I think in third block we're not even doing it because we're just going to max out, so we need to save that energy. Like I mentioned, when I can, the Metcons in there will include some snatch, potentially from the high hang, and then from the hang, and then from the floor when we can. There is some other workouts in there, I remember sandbag cleans and things like that, but I want to have some snatch work in there rather than take it completely out, because I appreciate lots of us enjoy that movement, including me, but also we need to keep it in there if we don't enjoy it. So Thursday, we'll have a short amount of strict push-pull, really simple, which doesn't require any equipment. For the first 4 weeks, I think it's like strict chin-ups and strict wing dips, and then the second block we're going to go into the Russian dip, for those who know what a Russian dip is, and some strict ring pull-ups, not weighted at this point, and then a long Metcon. So that's going to be geared around trying to get us towards, like, it won't be towards a muscle up, because actually there's much more to it than that, but it'll be built around movements that are going to, patterns which are going to help us get towards a muscle up. Friday, we have a front, we're going to build in our front squats, starting with front squats, American swings, then front squats, strict press, and then front squats by themselves. The press will become press, press, push press, and then obviously have a Metcon, which is built around short and sharp workouts. Finally, Saturday will be clean and jerk orientated, and as always, it will be built around partner and team rods. There will be the option to do this individually, because I know some people struggle with me in their team, but really that's the only day when we can have extended time to work on them. So that's our program, guys. Hopefully you're looking forward to it as much as I am. See you in the week.